Welcome back to Moon Harbor Heroes. Today's issue is Cataclysm Crew, issue 27, Kings and Hammers. The cover of this issue is framed as a cell phone taking a selfie. We see Squire's face closest to the lens, taking the photo. In the background, Rascal King is getting knocked into the air by a familiar golden teal hammer. We turn the page and our story begins.
So I think that the coolest way to introduce Rascal King, the protege, would be starting mid-fight with Vixen.
I'm going to start by talking about my new costume. Coloration-wise, it's really the same. It's grays, blacks, and very raccoon colored. But it's made of like the more form-fitting classic superhero with like very thin armor plates underneath. He now has full gloves and a very nice-looking bushy raccoon tail, which during these fight scenes, we see that it's like motorized, moving to help him keep balance while he's fighting. And I think we get like a panel of him swinging out towards Vixen, and like little claws pop out of the fingertips of his gloves as he swipes. And I'll point out, he still has the same dollar store plastic crown on.
Oh, excellent. I was about to ask.
Oh, and I guess the other big difference, his domino mask has lenses over the eye slots now instead of it just being cloth.
Are they white lenses or black lenses?
So from the outside, they you can't see through them from the outside. They're black. From the inside, they have like a heads-up display and can switch to a camera feed in Squire's similar lenses.
Oh, that's perfect. I think we get a few panels of like from Max's perspective of fighting Vixen. And then I think we see also Squire fighting with Fox.
I love it.
What new stuff is Max getting from the new playbook?
Ability-wise, our shared ability is weapons and gadgets. The one my mentor has that I don't is impossible fighting skills, and my own ability is stealth, though that's kind of a stretch for Vixen, but The protege moves I took are venting frustration. So when you directly engage, when you're angry, you can roll plus your label, your mentor denies, and clear angry. So I guess of those, we've decided that Vixen embodies superior and denies freak. I have fireside chat because seeking advice from Vixen all the time is something I want to do. Be mindful of your surroundings. When you assess the situation before entering into a fight, you can ask an additional question. What I took from my old playbook was come on lucky, because I'm not losing Squire. And
Absolutely not.
And pretty much a superhero, because that's just fundamentally Max.
Cool. So do you want to have any cool, fun panels of fighting with Vixen?
I want to show up like one of the resources through this panel. We cut back to the panel of the slash. Vixen like jumps back out of the way, and we see two like small robotic raccoons scurry in and try and trip her. So that's my surveillance equipment. They're robo-raccoons. I can also see through their eyes.
What do the robo-raccoons look like?
I think they're raccoon-shaped, but obviously robots.
How many of them does he have?
I think like 2.
That's adorable. We get like a solid page of a fight sequence. And then on the next page, Vixen holds up a hand and says, okay, do you want to take 10?
I think at this point, yeah, I'm panting a bit. Like, yeah, that was... Almost got you that time.
She winks and hands you a water bottle.
I guzzle that down. I think we also get like this same scene happening with Squire and Fox.
Oh god, that's so cute. Vixen's cell phone rings and she kind of goes off to the other side of the room for a bit.
Can I motion one of my robo-raccoons to like scurry over and listen?
Oh yeah, sure.
What do I hear like on her side of the phone? Listening through them.
It sounds like she's taking a contract, like she's negotiating some payment.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't really hear the details because that's on the other side of the line.
Cool.
But on her side, she's more focused on the money. So then after that, she comes back over to Max, and she's got like this classic Vixen smile on her face. That's a total smirk. Hey, Max. I think you're ready for your debut.
I get a big old smile. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I got a friend that wants me to go out and fight somebody, but I think that could be a good opportunity for you.
Fight who?
Oh, don't worry about it. But no pressure. We're getting paid to lose. I still think it'd be fun.
All right. I'm listening.
What's Max's form of transportation? Are we going to go with something that Vixen has?
I have a new motorcycle that Vixen has given to me. T, feel free to correct me, but I imagine it looks a lot like the Saber cycles, just better, as just pure one-upsmanship.
I'm 100% about this. So I think we get some cool panels of you guys on matching bikes, riding down through Moon Harbor away from her gigantic mansion. And I want to cut to Lighthammer now. So Lighthammer, what have you been up to since you've been taking a break from Faces?
I took the legacy 2 advancements ago, so roll plus savior to see how the members of your legacy feel or react to your most recent exploits. Before rolling, ask the players to answer these questions about your performance. Take a -1 to the roll for each no answer. So, do you all think that I've been upholding the traditions of my legacy?
I think yes. As the GM for the last game you were in.
I thought so too, yeah. Have I maintained the image of my legacy?
No.
Okay. Have I made the other members of my legacy proud?
I mean, after that cease and desist.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a 4. So on a miss, you did something you did stirred up the hornet's nest. Expect several members of your legacy to meddle with your life. Can I make a suggestion for what that looked like in the time that passed?
Yeah, sure.
I think like after the fight on the boardwalk that we just had, I definitely stuck around for like press photos and stuff while that was happening. Like the police department like showed up more rigidly with a cease and desist order. Like, this is a final warning, either stop or there will be like legal repercussions. And I think I've just been kind of like not in the public eye for a couple of days, trying to deal with like talking to lawyers and dealing with all the like legal ramifications of being part of a legacy that I did not actually get selected to be part of. I spent like hours and hours with my manager, Mike, being like, okay, do they own the copyright on Lighthammer? Okay, they do own the copyright on Lighthammer. Do I need to like, has the statute of limitations passed? Like, doing like all the research I can.
Maybe Mike has suggested that your stream go dark while they're figuring this out.
Oh yeah, my stream has definitely been dark.
Have you been getting any negative feedback from your fans about that?
Oh, absolutely. One of my stipulations for my fans is that they require constant stimulation. And if I've been dark for, I'm going to say 4 days, that's going to be a problem for them.
Oh, perfect. So I think it'd be cool to set this in your apartment, because then we get all of that fun imagery of Lighthammer all over the place and like the big statue. Just so you're constantly reminded of all of this.
I think the way this starts is you see me from the outside, and you see me like through a camera lens. Like, you see like a video feed of me like sitting with my head in my hands, like looking at paperwork, flipping through paperwork, trying to like decipher what's happening. And then I look up directly at the viewer and then like go and like pull the curtains closed, and we pull back and see like a paparazzi, but it's a winged superhero paparazzi. I don't know what his name is, but he was like floating outside my balcony and taking pictures from out there.
I love that concept.
I don't know who this man is, but he's the worst.
You start getting a call on your cell phone, and then when you look to see who it is, it's your agent. It's Mike.
Oh, your cell phone's your theme song, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That just adds to the atmosphere.
Oh God, yes.
Amazing. I pick it up. Hey, Mike, what's up?
Hey, how's it been going?
I have never read so many legal words in my life. This contract is more rigid than our contract with the TV network was going to be when we were going to get the TV show.
Yeah, that one was a lot more fun.
Any loopholes on your end?
I mean, the most immediate thing I could think of would be taking a new name and trying to do stuff. Have you been looking at your follow counts lately?
After it dropped below 4 million, I just stopped looking.
Yeah, it's been rough, buddy.
Gee, thanks. What great words of encouragement, Mike.
There's
I mean,
not too much to say.
I have been thinking about changing the name. I mean, my name is Lighthammer, and the name has been Lighthammer forever, but we don't actually use light, we use sound. So I was thinking like Soundhammer, but that's dumb. But, if you want to pass that around the office, see if anyone has any thoughts, I'm happy to rebrand.
I think a rebrand could be good for you. Make it your own.
I was thinking about going as the hero formerly known as Lighthammer, or maybe just the hero.
I think I liked Soundhammer better.
I think we get a panel like turning over my shoulder where we see like 3 pages of like potential names all scribbled out with the hero circled in big letters. And then I'm like, yeah, me too. And I like cross it out. And then like you see my head go back in my hands.
Hey, so I thought I'd get something to cheer you up and maybe boost some of your follower counts back up a bit. And also, you've been hanging out with your friends a lot lately, and so like I think we need more solo action for you.
I mean, if by friends you mean my boyfriend's team, then yeah. But they're doing good work. I mean, we've talked about this. Like they're actually like real superheroes.
Yeah, they're great, and your audience has been loving it. But I think sometimes we need to like get the spotlight on you.
What do you suggest?
I've got some intel that there might be a robbery at a jewelry store downtown.
Intel that there might be a robbery, not that there's one in progress, that there might be one.
One in about 10 minutes.
Uh, all right. Text me the address. I'll be on my way.
Excellent. And I think we get the next scene cutting to the jewelry store, which, yes, it's J Jewelers.
Every gist begins with J.
I assume it's the big downtown J Jewelers, not the J Jewelers in the mall.
Yes, absolutely. It's a lot bigger, standalone building. Like, this is the fancy J Jewelers. And I think we open with Max and Vixen arriving on their bikes.
So, what are we doing here?
You're going to have your debut. I'm going to go shopping. She kind of like winks as she says shopping as she heads towards the door.
I think we get a couple panels of me like looking both ways down the street, like what the hell's happening, and then running over to Vixen. What are we doing? I'm not robbing this place.
Oh, you don't have to. I can. Just distract the cashier for me.
What time of day is this? I realize I have no idea our framing.
Early afternoon, so it's not really the lunchtime where people are going out and getting lunch on their work breaks, but it's like a weekday, so it's fairly slow right now.
Okay.
There's like a few people that are shopping, but it's pretty empty. So what do you do?
I think we get like this heavy sigh. And Max like, okay, this better make sense soon. And I'm gonna walk up to the cashier.
Hi, welcome to J Jewelers. Can I help you with anything?
Yeah, I need to see what bracelets do you have that'll fit a raccoon?
We see this extremely confused look on the cashier's face before he looks down and notices Squire. And I think like we get some panels where he's looking back and forth between you and Squire, and then he says, "Oh, right this way, sir." And he leads you over to some bracelets.
I'd love to get a couple panels of Squire tried on various bracelets.
I love that so much. And so at that moment the bell rings and Lighthammer, how do you arrive?
It's the most over the top, heroic entrance possible. I'm fully playing the my theme song as I burst through the door. And I'm like, never fear, citizens, Lighthammer's here. And then I look around and I'm like, Wait, has it not started yet?
You can see that the villain Vixen is here, and she is in like an isolated area of the shop, and she's got like one of the cases open and is rummaging through it.
I think I'm just gonna like walk over to her and like not like attack her immediately. And as I'm walking over, be like, "Look, I've had a really long couple of weeks, and I really don't want to destroy this shop with us fighting. Do you want to just like stop?"
She kind of glances at you and then looks across the shop. Hey, Rascal King.
Wait, did we come in here in costume?
She's in costume. Did you come in costume? She did say this was your debut.
I'd like to reveal another cool thing about my costume. I think I've had like a small backpack on this whole time. I've been in street clothes. And when she yells that, can we get like a panel of me like off hidden behind a display case, and just the backpack splits open and my costume just like wraps around me, and then I'm gonna pop out. Hey, Lighthammer?
Hey, you.
Oh, I get it now. And I'm gonna grab Squire and throw Squire at Lighthammer. We get this moment of everything clicking.
Are you directly engaging a threat?
I am attempting to.
PvP, PvP.
And then, T, just so you remember with PvP, you are allowed to defend yourself.
Yep.
Do I have influence over Lighthammer?
I would say you individually don't, but the audience as a whole does. So I'm gonna say probably no.
That's a 10. I'd like to resist or avoid their blows and impress, surprise, or frighten them.
Lighthammer, are you defending it all, or are you too surprised by the raccoon?
I think I'm just so surprised by the raccoon that I like fall back and like crash into one of the cases. I think I like hold Squire up with one hand and I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I think as you're crashing, we get a few panels where, you know, that trope of like a raccoon just like running all around and there's a bunch of dust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we get that like as you're falling over and Squire's just like all over your head.
Phenomenal. I think we see as I crash in my visor has like a place where like my follower count and the feed of comments shows up, and everyone's like, "What are you doing? Just fight them." And it's like lots of like, rather than the supportive comments I've been getting, it's a lot of people being like really grumpy and bitter. And I like grab Squire and I hold Squire up in the air and I'm like, I don't want to hurt anyone here. We can solve this peacefully. Can you take your possum back, please?
Can our next panel be Rascal King running like full speed to punch Lighthammer in the chest during this speech?
Oh my god, I'm loving this. Yeah.
Like, as he swings, he yells, "She's a raccoon!"
I think it's another directly engage.
That's
Oh
a 5.
no. Well, mark potential.
Since this is PvP, can I treat that as a 10 plus for me directly engaging?
Yes,
Cool.
I think you just defend. So tell us how that looks like.
I think I see him coming and I just hold my hand out. And like when he's like about 3 feet away from me, I just send like a sonic blast that I think just like knocks him backwards and stops him dead in his tracks. Not enough to like hurt him, just enough to like knock him backwards. And then I like toss Squire onto his chest next to him, or on his chest. And then I'm like, look, I'm not in the mood to deal with amateurs who are here just to wreak havoc or whatever. We can have a fight, but we're going to take it outside. And I'm going to turn towards Vixen.
She's moved away a couple more cases at this point and is like stuffing some stuff in a bag.
And I'm like, and you put it down now. Can I actually provoke her?
Yeah.
That's a 10.
Nice. On a 10 plus, they rise the bait and do what you want. We get a panel of Vixen like moving her hands away from the display case, and she's still like got the bag in her hand, but she's like holding her hands up. She's got this like sheepish grin on her face. Oh no, you got me. And then we see her kind of like winking over at Max.
Can our next panels be like from Max's perspective, looking at Lighthammer, and then we get like the screens on the lenses go off and then come back on, and we see like the inside of a vent, And then I want my Robo Raccoons to like drop out of the vent above Lighthammer. Just trying to knock him on the head. Probably not trying to hurt him, just trying to distract him.
Okay, so I think that one's more of an unleash your powers.
Just knocking it out of the park. That's a 4.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's real fun.
I have the sonar scanning goggles, so I hear them coming before they like drop out of the vent. And I think I just catch one and just crush it in my hand.
And I think the other one that falls, you just step out of the way and it just lands on the floor.
Can I throw a detail when you're crushing the one?
Yep.
I think we get a little speech bubble of Max's voice very quietly coming out of the Robo Raccoon. It says, "What the hell, dude? Be cool. Make this look good."
Are you trying to provoke?
I wouldn't say no to it. I mean, maybe I should with how I've been rolling, but that's a 6.
And don't forget that we do start with one team. So if you want to selfishly bump that up. Though I guess you are on a solo team at the moment.
I'm trying to think of a way I can embarrass or hurt Vixen. Because she's the closest I have to a teammate at the moment.
If you bump it up, I know how to make it work.
How?
Trust me, if you bump it up, I'll make it work. I'll make sure that it hurts her.
That good with you, Elliot?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to bump up my superior and lower my savior. I'm going to say that take a condition if you don't make this look cool.
Awesome. I look at you and I'm like, I turn with the broken raccoon in my hand and I'm like, you want this to look good? Fine. And I take my hammer and just send a sonic blast, like one of the more like destructive sonic blasts I've had, and just like swing it directly at Vixen. And normally I swing them vertically, so it would like hit her full body and send her flying, but I'm aiming this directly at her rib cage, so like horizontally.
Oof. Directly engage.
That's an 8.
Cool. Pick one.
I think I'm gonna resist or avoid their blows.
So I think you do that by she's knocked backward pretty far. So she's a solid like 15 feet away from you. And she's gonna take a bit trying to get back up because you hit her right at the rib cage. She's kind of bent over, clutching at her ribs.
I'm gonna turn back towards Rascal King. I'm gonna be like, all right, you wanted to fight? You've got it. And I'm gonna swing the hammer at him as well.
Directly engage. We have not had enough PvP in Moon Harbor Heroes yet.
That's a 9. I'm gonna take something from them. I'm knocking Squire like 30 feet away.
Can I frame what we were doing when you swing? Because I think both of us are running towards you full speed.
And I think I hit the ground with the hammer and do the sonic boom across the ground thing. I think it probably trips Max, but it sends Squire just like hurtling through the air, like to the opposite side of the shop. Maybe she even hits the wall.
Are you cool if I just jump out of the way of that and continue on to hit you?
Yep.
Because if Squire gets hurt, I take a powerful blow.
Oh no. I think Squire lands. She crashes through the display the display case that you guys were looking at earlier with all the raccoon-sized bracelets, and a few of them have like broken off where the gemstones have broken free of the chain.
Do I hit back because Lighthammer didn't resist?
Yeah. You get a solid blow in.
I'd like to like rake the claws like across Lighthammer's chest. Not very much not trying to cut deep, just I want there to be a bit of blood. I want this to be intense looking. But it's very much trying to like inflict surface wounds.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's a powerful blow.
While I'm doing this, like I'm very quietly being like, I'm so sorry. I'm like your biggest fan.
Yeah, I think I'm also going with the powerful blow of like there's this he was Lighthammer calls you an amateur, so an amateur just got a hit on Lighthammer.
All right, so that's an 8. I don't think I can lash out. No one's around.
You do have influence over me.
Cool. I'm gonna use that influence and inflict a condition. I'm gonna be like, as you rake across my chest, I'm gonna be like, you got one good hit in, but you're still a dumb amateur kid. Get out of the way. I'm gonna put my hand on your chest and just send you backwards with a sonic boom. Again, not enough to hurt you, but enough to, I think, inflict probably insecure.
I'm good with that.
Rascal King, what do you do, amateur?
I guess like sliding back. I'm like, if I'm just an amateur, beat me already. And I'm gonna start running again. I'm actually gonna glance back at Squire. Is Squire okay?
She's getting up and she's kind of holding one of the bracelets that's broken, and we see like some of the, I guess, like pearls like sliding off of the string, and then she gets back up and gives you a weak thumbs up.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna give her back the thumbs up and then just run straight at Lighthammer again.
Directly engage.
That's a 5.
Oof.
I think as I'm running, like I'm brandishing the claws again, and we get a bit of electricity sparking between the claws.
I think I'm just going to step out of the way and get behind you. And I want to do the thing that I do where I put my hands on either side of the person's head and just sonic boom into their brain.
Since he missed, you do that. So Max, can you take a powerful blow?
That's a 12.
Oh no.
As I do that, I'm like, you want me to beat you? I just did.
What options you picking?
And I'm gonna lose control of myself or my powers in a terrible way.
The raccoon that missed, that one jumped up to try to intervene as Lighthammer put his hands around your head. That raccoon also got caught in the blast, and so we get a panel of it flying away, and it's gone limp, like it's got electricity sparking out. It's also out for the count. So you are on your own.
And I think I probably like limp, like weakly on my knees, like, ow, damn. What? Who does that to someone?
Who robs a jeweler at 3 p.m.? And I want to pick him up by the scruff of his neck. Because I'm still pretty strong. And I'm just going to pick him up and like bring him outside and just throw him on the concrete.
Once we get outside, I'd like to try and jab you in the stomach with my taser claws.
And I think we see like Squire following behind, like slowly in the background. Do you want to roll to directly engage?
Not particularly, but I'll do it. Oh, Jesus.
Oh man.
That's a 5.
So I think like you turn to try to get a punch in, and it's just like it's so weak. Like you barely graze knuckles. It looks extremely pathetic. Lighthammer, what are you doing?
I think I'm going to like throw him on the ground and be like, wait here, I'm getting your boss. And then I'm going back inside to get Vixen.
Before you go back inside, I'm like, hey, before you go in, can I get that selfie you promised?
I turn and I'm like, what selfie?
For helping with the whole remix thing.
Oh my god, you're Rascal King?
Yeah, new costume.
Huh.
Do I see Vixen in the building behind Lighthammer?
Yeah, you could see her. She's glancing up at the vent that got broken open earlier in the fight, and you could see her trying to climb out through the vent.
I want to look at Rascal King and be like, huh, I thought you were a hero. And then I'm going to turn and see Vixen trying to crawl through the vent. And I want to just like smash the vent in front of her, like 4 or 5 feet down so she can't escape through there.
Can you unleash your powers?
Yep. That's a 6. I'll take that. Potential.
So you send out the sonic blast, and the glass front of the shop, the glass just shatters, and alarms start going off.
I look at the alarms and I'm like, now you go off? Not when the thieves... Whatever. It's fine. And I'm going to turn back to Rascal King and I'm going to be like, look, we both know that you're not worth my time. Go home, stop playing villain, find your team, and try again tomorrow. I'm going to go take care of your boss. And then I'm going inside.
As you walk inside, I'm like, you're going the wrong way. The vents come out on the roof.
Trust me, I don't need to get to the roof. And I'm just going to like put the hammer lined up at the vent and then send a sonic blast down the vent to try to like debilitate anyone inside. I think that's probably a directly engage a threat because I'm doing it to take her like mobility from her.
Okay, and like to hurt her? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. It's fine. It's a 2, so it doesn't matter if it was.
Oh my god. So we get a panel up on the roof, and Vixen has just crawling out of the vent, and we see her crawl out. How does your sound blast look on the panel?
It's golden waves that, if you look really closely, like if you like zoom in with like a microscope, are actually drawn in with letters, and it's the letters to the theme song.
Excellent. So we see her get clear of the vent, and then the sonic blast comes through and just completely misses her. And then she sticks her head in the vent, and she starts laughing, which, like, since it's a vent, it echoes down the vent, and you can just hear her laughing at you.
Great. I want to use my moment of truth.
Oh,
I just unlocked it and I'm mad now, so I'm using it.
okay.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell where the show stops and where you begin, but not today. Not now. Because right now there is no show. Right now you are the thing you pretend to be, bold and bright and beautiful and amazing and powerful and confident. Right now you draw strength from your audience, comfort from their belief in you, and you can do anything they think you can. Of course, after such an impassioned performance, your audience will have even more demand. I hear her laughter, and I walk outside, and I don't normally have like the power of flight or anything, but I'm just gonna like leap and with sound waves just like launch myself into the air. And I want to land on the roof of the building. And then in this voice that like echoes across the entire city, I'm going to be like, I am Lighthammer. You are nothing. Get out of the way and let me do my job. And then I'm going to reach forward and essentially like sonic blast her, but like I want to like essentially use it to hold her in place and then walk over, grab her, and just like jump off the roof with her in my hand. And as I land, I want the cops to be there. I just want to like toss her at them.
I think we should get some panels of the audience feedback throughout that sequence. How are they reacting?
I think everyone's really, really excited about it. I think it's generally like a that's the Lighthammer I know, blah, 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 blah. I also think I want this moment to, because it's echoing across the whole city, like it is loud. I think I want to see a moment with OG Lighthammer hearing this.
Yeah, we get a panel of OG Lighthammer. It's a fairly old man at this point watching this on TV. And I think our last panel is a close up of his face and just the slightest hint of a smile.
Can I edit that a bit so he's been watching the live stream?
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. So, Lighthammer, you're outside with the cops?
Yep, and we're getting Vixen in the back of the police car. I actually don't even know if I hang around for the like press and stuff. I think I like hand it to her, or hand her to the cops, and then like turn, look at Max, click the feed off so the feed goes dead, and then I think I just walk away.
Rascal King, what do you do? Your mentor's in the back of a police car, and Lighthammer is not happy with you and walked away.
If I climb up to the roof, can I find her phone? Like, can she have dropped her phone?
Absolutely.
Cool, yeah. So I'm going to climb up to the roof, give her kind of like a little wave, climb up to the roof, check out the scene, pick up her phone, and just start scrolling through it.
Are you trying to find anything in particular?
I am trying to see who, like, based on the time when she received this call, if I can figure out who set this up.
Yeah, I think that one's pretty easy to find. You don't recognize the name, but T, what's the name of Lighthammer's PR agent?
Mike Donnelly.
So that is the name that you see as the most recent call.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to call the number back.
So it rings a few times, and then you get a voice on the phone that says, "How'd it go?"
I think you got what you want, but my boss is in jail.
Oh, that was not the end goal.
Yeah, that's going to cost you extra.
I'll swing by this evening.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on the bike and start heading out back towards Vixen's. The last panel we see of Max is Max and Squire like sitting in one of Vixen's like elaborate sitting rooms, and he's looking at a picture on his phone of when Lighthammer was sending the blast up through the vent of Max taking a selfie of him and Lighthammer.
Amazing. And as you're looking at that, your phone goes off with a text from Amber.
I open it.
There's like several in a row, and like she keeps typing, and so she's texting like SOS, Max, I know you're busy with Vixen. Can you please come home? Alan got arrested by Saber. Them trying to have a team meeting.
I'm gonna drop a location pen, Big. Come on over. No one else is home.
So we get the like an on my way, and then some more dots as she's typing. Can you please text Al back? He won't stop texting me about you ignoring him.
Cool. I think we get the panel of him typing out the text. Hey Al, come hang out at my mansion.
Before you send that, we do see there's like 50 unread messages from Al.
Fantastic.
And then like we see like Amber texting in the group chat, like sending the location over to everybody.
I like it.
I think we see me out of costume for the first time in any comic so far. Like, Lighthammer hasn't been out of costume ever. And we see me in, like, a t-shirt and jeans. And I send a text, and you see it's a text to Mike Donnelly. And I'm like, get me a meeting with Lighthammer. And then the second text says, today.
Moon Harbor Heroes is produced by Anthony Sheets and TP Huth, and edited by Anthony Sheets. Anthony can be found on Twitter at Icy New Year, or at icynewyear.com. T is the host of Incubator on Air, a new play podcast available on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play. She can be found at T Huth Playwright on Twitter, or TPHuth94 on Instagram. Today's issue is GM by Elliot Peterson. She can be found at Elliot Elin on Twitter. Lighthammer was played by T.P. Huth. Max was played by me, Anthony Sheets. Our logo was designed by Beautiful Beasties. She can be found on Instagram at beastly.doodles or at patreon.com/beautifulbeasties. The music in this issue is Mistake the Getaway by Kevin MacLeod. A link to his website and the license will be in the show notes. If you want to get a hold of us, email us at moonharborheroes@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at moonharborcast. If you enjoyed this issue, please leave us a review on iTunes and tell a friend. Word of mouth and 5-star reviews are really the best way for us to keep bringing these stories to more people. If you'd like to support us financially, check us out on patreon.com/moonharborheroes. Supporting us there will give you access to bonus episodes each month. And thanks for helping us save the world. We'll see you next issue.